So you want to know the best, the top privacy buffers that we have to offer here in South Florida? Well, I'm going to share with you 5 of my absolute favorites, 5 that I use over and over and over again for very good reason. My name is Jennifer Bevins. I am a landscape designer here in Vero Beach, Florida, and we provide landscape designs like you see around me here, resort style type of gardens, front yards, backyards, side yards. We do designs, we do installation, and we do virtual consults throughout the state of Florida. All of our contact information will be down below, so reach out to us if you're looking for one of those services, and we'll see if we're a good fit for you guys. And we also have a book out right now. It was released last week, and it has some of these plants and trees that we're going to mention here today. Absolutely, absolutely love it. You guys will have to pick it up. We're so pleased with it and would love to hear your thoughts on it. So right now, let's jump into the first of the 5. Well, you guessed it, you guys. The very first one on our list is this gorgeous beauty right behind me, the Brazilian red cloaks. I am in love with this plant for so many reasons, and I'm getting ready to share them all with you. So reason number 1 is even when they're not in bloom, look at this leaf. Look at the size of this leaf. This is just a stunner of green foliage that this thing offers, and it stays so full, so thick, and so dense. But one of the things I love about this plant, even though it may feel like it's intimidating to you, this can be something that can be kept this big, or it can be kept 25 foot tall if you kind of want to see those blooms peek out over top of another type of landscaping. It's so soft and easily moves with the wind, which I just love. To me, that brings a landscape to life. This is not like a hedge. It's not just really upright and real rigid. This is definitely something that you can easily incorporate around the base of a tree and let it fill up and fluff out. However, that does not mean that it is not structurally sound. This is a tough plant. It is something that really grows nice and tight together, really connects to each other's grouping, and holds really well through those windstorms, through those rainstorms that we occasionally have. They do a fabulous job of moving, so they're not so stiff and sturdy that they don't kind of, allow the air to go through them, which I love. Another thing that is a nice detail with this type of plant, and this is a bonus for me in any kind of plant, but the fact that you can trim a limb, just a little stalk off, and then propagate it right in the ground. You can either add to your collection of Brazilian red cloaks to make them fuller and fuller and fuller, or you can find other spots in your garden, or be the best neighbor ever and give them over to your neighbors. Pop them right into the ground with a little bit of soil, add some extra water to them, and voila, you have a brand new plant collection, and they do fabulous like that. They're so easy to propagate without any fuss or any muss. They're just put those guys in the ground and they're super happy. This is also something you could trim nice and lightly. With my Felcos, I can easily just nip these guys. I can trim them so crisply, so cleanly, without any kind of worry. Look at the size of this limb that's here. This is not something that's like a hardcore limb. This is not something that's going to be like, gosh, I'm just going to barely be able to break through it. It's going to be something that I could almost trim with scissors, which is so great. Because it's so pliable, it handles the breezes and the wind super well, but it's also soft enough to where you're not having to bring those hard loppers or chainsaws to trim this. This is an easy trim to propagate, reuse, and that's why it's one of the favorites amongst all of my buffer plantings, because of what it offers. Its beauty, its durability, its flexibility, and the fact that you can propagate it. All right, so for our second plant of choice, it's probably just on the down low. You don't hear about it very often, and I don't know why. This is a fantastic plant to work with. This is something you can keep 3 foot, or you can let it get 20 foot. This is green buttonwood. It makes a fabulous, dense hedge. It is Florida native, so if you guys want to attract those birds, if you want something that is in your garden that's just going to be a well-sustained plant, very tough, can handle salt conditions, perfect for coastal areas, but bonus is it doesn't grow as fast as Clusia. So if you're looking for something a little less maintenance than that, something that you don't have to shape or trim nearly as often, green buttonwood is an ideal choice. And it stays solid from the bottom all the way to the top, which is one thing that I love about Clusia and also love about green buttonwood. Those are very, very tough things to find in a kind of a tall hedge type of planting. This does not really offer any beautiful blooms like our first plant, the Brazilian red cloak. However, it is true, it's reliable, it's tough and resilient to so many pests that are out there that we have to deal with. So it is kind of like if you have a big area and you really do want to conceal that off, this is fabulous to do, and then do some colorful plantings to the front of it to jazz it up. This is a perfect overall low maintenance, tough and reliable hedge. So green buttonwood is definitely number 2 on my list, and one I don't hear about as often. So I hope you guys will take some chances on it. So for our next buffer favorite, the weeping bottlebrush tree is a perfect intermediate buffer. So if you need something that, you know, it's kind of a layering effect to buffer, this is an ideal little tree to do, because you can keep it the size that you want to keep it, but it fans out, really kind of does a big giant mushroom type of look at the top and a skinny little trunk at the bottom, which allows you to layer on top of it like you see here with the blaze copperleaf. So it gives you room for your underplanting, but then gives you such a denseness to the top that you really get a good dash of coverage, and it's usually right where you need it. It's usually right kind of in that eye line. Right over here in this corner, you can see a little bit of the White House behind us, but there is a big White House back there that my client was trying to kind of just avoid every time she pulled up the driveway, just to kind of soften the end of her yard, just to kind of give her that little bit of coverage coming back this way, and these are doing a fantastic job of doing that. So if you guys have that one little area that you're really trying to block out, you can do one, or you can do a triangular formation of these guys and then fill the bottom of them with a different coloration, or layer 2 different plants or trees in there. To the back of this, we have Clusia as the backdrop, and we have the blaze copperleaves to the front. We have some additional buffering to the back of these with some traveler's palms, but what really gives you that dense coverage, what really does it for you, is the head, the canopy itself of the bottlebrush tree, and it gives you that gorgeous red color most of the year. We're just coming out of season right here, but what a gorgeous coloration these little red pods offer all over this tree as it hangs. It's kind of our version of the weeping willow, I would say, in Florida. I think it's just such a stunner. It's perfect for the birds, the butterflies. It's just such a nice little appeal to put into a yard without a tree getting so ginormous like a poinciana or something like that. So if you're planning on doing this and you have plenty of room to work with, it's great to put these in a triangle formation. So either 2 pulled back and 1 pulled forward, or vice versa. And you kind of want them to be around 7 to 8 foot on center. So you get plenty of room for that head to kind of mushroom out. We were hitting tight quarters right here, so we had to pull them in a little bit tighter, but her goal was to have a little bit bigger of a tree option than what we had to work with here. So I used 3 to kind of accomplish the goal of 1. So we have a clustering of bottlebrush tree for this end of her property line, and I think it's doing the job. But you want to do that, and then you also want to do, on average, once to twice a year trimming. So you kind of want to trim those lower bottoms off, and this is trimming that you can do with little hand clippers. This is not something that you need big shears with, or loppers with, or chainsaw of any kind. This is something that you can do on your own, and you can maintain it the size that you want. You can let these guys get a big, beautiful, large size, or you can kind of keep them this size forever. All of that's done in your couple times a year maintenance. So our 4th privacy plant here is Graceful bamboo. I absolutely love, 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 love what this guy offers. The only negative is it runs, right? It does not run. This is a clumping bamboo. This bamboo is easily maintained to stay whatever size you love it to stay. Generally, it's around 2 to 3 foot. We put it along pool areas. We put it along really narrow little planters. It's ideal because it is so vertical, goes straight up, and it can withstand the storms. Even though it has some nice movement to the top of it, look at this young branching. This isn't even one of the harder ones. This is a young branch, easily clipped on the sides with little loppers, so nothing that you have to do big chainsaws for, but nice and strong, moves with the breeze, as you can see, but very, very, very easily to maintain. Now, this plant itself could be maintained at 4 foot, 6 foot, 10 foot, 20 foot, depends on how you would like to see it in your garden. And because it doesn't run, it clumps, which all that means is it does produce shoots at the outside of the center of the plant like you see here. But if you do not want it, all you do is twice a year, clip the one you do not want. And it is so slow growing like that. So it's going to widen out like this, produce internally, and become a nice thick buffer. With just a little bit of care, this is an ideal hedge planting to work with. And you can keep it, like I said, small or tall, but overall it gives you a very tropical look, very interesting, not very hedge-like look, but can be maintained like you would maintain a hedge by just easy trimming. So for that reason, it is one of my favorite Florida plants. And what I love about it is this guy can go all the way into the Jacksonville area. This is all over Florida. It can handle those cold snaps. It can handle those hurricanes and those storms. It can handle so much of what our weather throws at it. Its durability in that way is so ideal. So that kind of raises it. Every time a plant or tree kind of really helps itself out and really kind of is a long sustained plant and tree, that's why they become my go-to. So its benefit is that, and it is not a running bamboo like a lot of those scary bamboos that you do want to steer clear of. This is an ideal one to check into. So if you guys have a narrow spot, you need something to be vertical, but you want dense coverage and not see the house directly behind you, then Graceful bamboo, maybe it should be on your list. All right, you guys, so for the final one is one you're never gonna believe. You're never gonna guess it. It's Clusia. I know, don't hate me in the comments, but it had to go on today's list because of what it does. Its condensed look, its beautiful look, and its versatility to use into the garden, especially like this particular garden here. And that's why I want to show it to you in this garden, because overall, Clusia can be used so many different ways. You can keep it like a 20-foot wall if you want and let it kind of completely block out the 2-story house next to you. Or you can use it like we used it here for Frankie's house. She has a walkway path that leads all the way around her house that makes it so nice to be able to walk any time of day around her house and enjoy her garden. So what she really wanted to see was being able to, wear her pajamas, have a cup of coffee, put her flip-flops on and walk around and see her whole garden, see the whole view of the garden. And what these Clusia offer is no openings. They have condensed privacy, and you can see kind of the height of where these Clusia are just at my headline here. So this is the perfect height. They could be taller if they wanted, but all she really wanted was a medium-sized wall. And then she used the accents on both sides. We've got Brazilian red cloaks behind you with some layered yellow thryallis, some lower plantings down below, and then you can see the Brazilian red cloaks on that side there. And this wall kind of comes through here, curves in, and then back down. So it becomes kind of like a moving, waving wall. But more importantly, it becomes the privacy that she's looking for what she was looking for. And that's kind of what I mean when I ask my clients, kind of live in the space with me. Tell me how you're going to use it. Tell me what you need it for. Do we need it to do this? Do we need this plant or tree to do that? And in her situation, she's like, look, I want to be in my PJs. I don't want to have to worry about it. I want to have a cup of coffee. I want to enjoy my space. This is a crazy busy road right here. I just want to be able to enjoy it all the way around without seeing the cars, the neighbors, the, lawn maintenance guys coming in and out. And that's exactly what this does to you. I feel like this is a very private space. It's almost like a semi kind of courtyard along her walkway space on the side yard. And anytime that you can do that, you've just extended your living space, and she gets to incorporate her garden along with that. So Clusia do a great job. Whether you're keeping them at 4 foot, 6 foot, 8 foot, they become a dense wall from the bottom all the way to the top. Now they are fast growers, so you have to keep that in mind. Your trimming is trimming along the top and trimming along the sides to keep those all in place. And that has to happen every 3 months. That's kind of my general rule for Clusia. I do love the look of Clusia because I love that big succulent leaf on there. Funny enough, if you guys travel to the Keys, you'll see Clusia everywhere, and people will put their little initials or their names or just married or whatnot on those leaves because the leaves last so long on the plant. And that's why they're almost always on my list when it comes to creating privacy. They can be kept neat, super clean, like a courtyard feel, or they can be a little bit wild, a little bit crazy, a little bit tropical. So they really fit into both environments. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. Bryce and I post a video every single weekend, and we love to visit with you guys, share these gardens, hear and see your comments. Those are so fabulous. Lately, we've started answering comments with shorts. We're trying to give that a go so we get a little bit more explanation out. So if you guys have a little bit, your question needs a little more detail than what a comment reply is, then please ask it and we'll do our best to answer it in a short, so that way you get as much information as possible. So if you guys enjoyed this little tidbit of this particular garden, then stick around, because we are going to do a garden tour all the way around this garden to really take our time and share with you all the key features that were put into this space as it's matured, as it's grown in. So you guys we're going to slow down a little bit and share that with you guys, and you'll get to see some of the spooky little decorations, which I think is just so cool. All right, you guys, I will see you next week. Thank you so much. Please check out last week's video on a beautiful little front yard tropical garden tour that we did.